Hey toy fans, I'm D21Beast and welcome to day 10 of my 13 days of Halloween video review series. If you don't know what series I'm talking about or the contest I'm running where you can win some prizes, definitely check the link in the description below this video. But what we have for you guys today is the Marvel Zombies Minimates 2-pack featuring Black Panther and Marvel Zombies Iron Man, released in 2007. And if you're not familiar with Minimates, I have reviewed a few of these figures before, so definitely check the links to those reviews below this video. If you're not familiar with Marvel Zombies, know that it was an incredibly gruesome, incredibly funny, and incredibly fun story that was released by Marvel that featured all the Marvel heroes you know and love in a parallel universe where everything had been overrun by zombies. This was a very entertaining story that was written by Robert Kirkman of Walking Dead fame, with art by Sean Phillips and some amazing painted covers by Arthur Sudan. And it's definitely a story you guys need to check out. This needs to go right to the top of your reading list if you've never heard of this. Alright guys, well that's your little bit of history. Let's say we go ahead and take a look at Black Panther and Zombie Iron Man up close. Alright guys, here we have Black Panther and Zombie Iron Man up close, and these figures have some really great little details on them. As we take a look at the Black Panther figure, the first thing I'll show you here is that he does have his cowl here, and it's tattered, just to show that he's sort of in the post-apocalyptic world that he is in the comic. It's got some great shading that's very reflective of Sean's artwork from the comic. And then as we come down the figure, you're going to see he's got his bandages here. He does have line work on his gloves, on his leg. He's got these amazingly sculpted pieces here. Black Panther is actually missing his arm in the comic, and he's got basically a nub that he's attached a pole to so he can keep walking. And we have the figure sculpted that way with the pole kind of attached to his arm and taped up, and there's even a little bit of blood there, which is great. And he's missing a foot in the comic, so they've actually made this Minimate figure lose his foot. And I like that it's got the blood here to go along with the bandage. As we flip the figure around, we've got a continuation of that bandage from the front, and some of the legal stuff on the back of the legs, but then we have some more line work for the boot and for the gloves. And then Black Panther himself actually has a cowl that will slide off, and underneath we just have T'Challa there without his mask on. So that was a nice feature to have. They didn't have to include the mask as a separate piece, but they did. And this figure, as you can see, has no trouble standing, despite the fact that he has just the one foot. You just kind of position his arm a little bit, and oh, come on, there we go. And he stands just fine. And then the Iron Man that we have here actually has, again, some more of that shading and hatching work that's similar to artist Sean Phillips' style from the comic, which is really nice. We see that same sort of shading and darkening here on the figure as we go down, as well as some line work for the costume. And then as we flip the figure around, you'll see that he's got that same sort of work on the legs here. Nothing on the back of the torso, which is a bit unusual. And then we have the helmet here, which looks really nice, especially with that mask. And then this mask does flip up to reveal the zombie Iron Man face, exactly how Sean Phillips drew him in the comic. So excellent, excellent attention to detail there. These figures are a lot of fun. Short of Black Panther's removable cowl and Iron Man's mask, these figures really don't have any accessories. And back in 2007, Diamond Select wasn't including figure stands for the Minimates. So this is pretty much how they came right out of the box. But if you happen to have the Nova figure that was released this year from Diamond Select and Art Asylum, he came with this really great sort of blasting piece that you see here. And what I like to do with this piece, if you've read Marvel Zombies, you know that during the course of the comic, Iron Man actually loses his legs. And for the rest of the comic, he looks just like this. Half a body flying around with the energy blasting out of the bottom of the figure. And I think this piece looks really nice when paired up with Iron Man. It definitely makes him look sort of like he did in the comic towards the end. So if you've got this Nova, definitely consider borrowing that accessory whenever you're posing around with this Iron Man. Moving on to articulation, these figures basically are identical. Now Black Panther does have the pole arm here, so he loses a little bit of articulation in his right arm. But we'll take a look at Iron Man for the sake of articulation. This figure does have a head that'll look up that far and look down that far. It isn't on ball joint, so it can rock all the way around. He's got a ball jointed shoulder that spins all the way around, as well as extending out from the body about that far. He's got a single jointed elbow that bends down that far, and will bend back only about that far. And then he does have a wrist rotation that spins all the way around, and he's got the same articulation here on the other side. He's got a waist swivel that'll spin all the way around, as well as having a ball jointed hip that'll bend forward that far, bend back that far, and he's got a single jointed knee that bends back that far and forward that far, and then he has an ankle articulation swivel here that'll spin all the way around. So pretty basic range of motion on these figures, but still enough that you can get some really nice poses out of these guys. Height-wise, you can see that these minifigures do come in at just a little bit over 2 inches tall. For some size comparison, here we have these Minimate figures compared to the Mega Bloks Spider-Man minifigure, and compared to Creo Transformers Cheetor, and compared to Minimates Rocket, Minimates Groot, and from the original 3-inch Minimate line, Captain Kirk, and finally, here they are compared to the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Minimate Wolverine figure. Smell that, bub? Smells like something died. Brains! Alright, toy fans, well that's my review of the Marvel Zombies Minimates 2-pack Black Panther and Iron Man figures released by Diamond Select and Art Asylum in 2007. Overall, these figures are a pure blast to own. The Minimates line in general is my favorite minifigure line out of any of the ones out there, Lego or otherwise, and I highly encourage you guys to pick up these figures. Now they were a limited run when they first came out, so they are going to set you back a little bit on the secondary market these days. But if you want some great Marvel Minimates figures, Diamond Select and Art Asylum just released a Minimates Zombie 4-pack earlier this year featuring the villains from the Marvel Zombie storyline. So definitely check out that box set, it still retails for about $19.99. And if you fans of Ghost and Gore haven't read Marvel Zombies yet, definitely check out that book. I can't encourage it enough. Well, that's my review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw here, please feel free to rate, share, and subscribe. Also, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at D21Beast. Finally, if you haven't entered into my contest yet and you want to win a free Marvel Legend or some Disney Infinity prizes, definitely check the link to the rules in the contest below this video. Good luck to you guys, and we'll see you next time.